On our wedding day, my fiancé Ethan sold me to his friends for $500 a pop. Just because his childhood friend accused me of cheating, he actually believed that poorly faked video. But they didn't know I was a frost serpent clan, born to regenerate by absorbing male life force. Just wait, you scumbags and sluts, I'll make you beg for mercy. After I caught my fiancé's childhood friend messing around with someone, the childhood friend turned around and accused me, telling everyone, Aurora really can't stay away from men. She's about to marry Ethan, but she's still so wild. In a fit of rage, my fiancé threw me into a pile of his friends on our wedding day, $500 a pop, do whatever you want with her. Amidst his friends' jeers, Ethan said to me disdainfully, as long as you come back clean, I'll still take you. Seeing these men surrounding me, I smiled. Because by nature, we, the Frost Serpent clan, are inherently tied to desire, and only by continuously absorbing male life force can we regenerate every 10 years. While I was picking out my wedding dress, my fiancé Ethan stormed back in. Honey, look at this one. Before I could finish, Ethan snatched my phone. You have the nerve to look at wedding dresses here? Look at the filthy deeds you've done? How can you even live with yourself? Ethan's words stunned me. Ethan shoved the phone at me and told me to look for myself. On the screen was one woman with 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 men. Why are you showing me this? The men wore masks, and the woman's face and hair had pixelation that was barely there. Aurora, you're truly shameless. If this isn't you, who is it? Hearing that, I looked closer. Ethan, I have a birthmark on my body, didn't you know? Back when I wore crop tops, Ethan had seen that birthmark of mine. But now Ethan said, how would I know? I was so angry I laughed. He had clearly said my birthmark was beautiful before. No matter what I said, Ethan refused to believe me. Then, Sophie came over to comfort Ethan. Sophie was Ethan's childhood friend. Only then did I understand. It was me who saw Sophie messing around with someone, but Sophie turned it around and slandered me. Ethan, don't be angry. Aurora must just be too desperate for you. It's your fault for not being intimate with her more often. As Sophie spoke, she pressed herself against Ethan. You were the one messing around with someone, and now you're accusing me? I bet that video is you. Sophie is a copycat, always dressing up to look very similar to me. When Sophie heard that, she burst into tears. Aurora, I was speaking up for you, but you're slandering me. Sophie cried, and Ethan immediately panicked. He shoved me away. How can you be so vicious? It's bad enough you did something like this, but you're accusing Sophie too. I was unexpectedly shoved to the ground. Ethan, you don't believe me. All around were Ethan's friends. Sophie had brought them when she came, just to watch me be humiliated. Ethan and I had been together for 5 years and had set a wedding date. I never expected Ethan to distrust me so completely. He believed it based on just one poorly faked video. Even though the video was badly edited. It's not that I don't believe you, the evidence is right in front of me. Ethan was comforting Sophie. Anyone who didn't know would think Sophie was Ethan's fiancée. Ethan's friends also sided with Sophie. Aurora, you too. If you were really that desperate, couldn't you have just found Ethan? Why go out and hook up with guys? Exactly. Didn't realize Aurora played so kinky. There were even some words that were utterly disgusting. Ethan just stood there, letting his friends talk about me like that without stopping them. That video is obviously fake. Besides, do we have to spend the night together for you to know I have a birthmark? I'll show you right now. Saying that, I reached to lift my t-shirt. Ethan's brow furrowed even deeper. He grabbed my hand immediately. Are you that impatient? You're going to strip in front of all my friends? Are you dying for all men to see you naked? I looked at Ethan in disbelief. Ethan, we've been together for 5 years. Don't you know what I'm like? The man who had said he would shield me from the wind and rain yesterday had now become my storm. I thought Ethan would remember the past few years we'd spent together and know what kind of person I was. But Ethan said, oh please, every time I hadn't even touched you yet, you'd get turned on. And you have the nerve to talk about your character? Chapter 2. After Ethan finished speaking, his friends all started whistling. My chest heaved with anger. Ethan, since Aurora likes us so much, why not just give her to us? I saw that these men seemed serious. I immediately grabbed Ethan. Ethan, you wouldn't give me away, right? My voice was trembling. Ethan glanced at me, then turned his head away, saying nothing. Just as my heart sank, Sophie grabbed Ethan. Ethan, Aurora just likes you too much, that's why she couldn't help herself. Don't be like this to her. Ethan's face instantly softened. Then he said to me, see? You slandered Sophie, but she's still speaking up for you. Then he pulled Sophie closer. Sophie, you're just too kind. You're too good to people. She deserves to be punished. Sophie heard him and, while comforting Ethan, whispered something in his ear. Ethan nodded in agreement. After that, Ethan came over and pulled me up. I was wrong about you, baby. Don't worry, to make it up to you, I'll give you a perfect wedding. Sophie also came over and took my hand. Aurora, I know you love Ethan so much. Don't worry, I'll protect you. If I hadn't had exceptionally good hearing and overheard what Sophie said to Ethan just now, I would have wondered why Ethan's attitude changed so quickly. Okay, I said. I noticed Ethan's friends were all looking at me like prey. Their eyes were truly unsettling. But what they didn't know was that while they were looking at me with ill intentions, I was also sizing them up. Sophie looked at me with a look loaded with meaning. Sophie still didn't know that compared to her, I was even more looking forward to this wedding. Why wait for the wedding? That's far too long. I'm truly a bit impatient now. These past few days, if I hadn't known their plan, I really would have been fooled by Ethan's performance. Ethan acted as if he cared about this wedding even more than I did, personally handling every detail of the venue setup. I almost thought Ethan loved me deeply. Speaking of which, Ethan had been putting on an act for so many years. Close call, I almost got fooled by that scumbag. But I pretended not to know anything. Soon, Ethan's act was exposed. When I went to the bridal shop, I saw Sophie wearing the wedding dress I had ordered half a year in advance. Sophie wore my wedding dress and posted many pictures on her social media. When she saw me arrive, the smile on Sophie's face became even more smug. See? Your wedding dress, your man, they're all mine. I really don't know where this hostility towards me comes from. I glanced at Sophie dismissively. Sophie immediately got agitated. Stop acting like you don't care. I know you love Ethan the most, and this haute couture wedding dress you ordered a year ago, it fits me perfectly. I laughed. Is that even your size? It's way too big. The shop assistants nearby heard and chuckled. Sophie was enraged and came forward, trying to slap me. But I blocked her. She really underestimated me. I slapped Sophie right back. Don't you just love things that belong to others? Here, take it. But you have to be able to wear it. I exchanged a look with the shop assistant. What do you mean, I can't wear it? It's just haute couture. Whatever I want, Ethan gives it to me. Sophie didn't understand what I meant. This dress was custom made. Specifically for me. Ordinary humans wearing it would pay a price. Chapter 3. Sophie's face suddenly fell. I knew Ethan had arrived. Sophie sat on the floor. Aurora, I just tried on your wedding dress for a moment, and you hit me? Sophie clutched her face, tears welling up but not falling. She was a truly pitiable sight. I almost felt sorry for her. Aurora, what are you doing? Ethan immediately yelled at me without hearing me out. Ethan, Aurora didn't mean to. Ethan heard Sophie and was convinced I had done it, which I had. He dragged me back home. Behind him, I saw Sophie's contemptuous smile. Ethan dragged me home and locked me in the basement. Aurora, you only have yourself to blame. You stay here and reflect. I'll let you out on the wedding day. The basement was damp and cold, and there were even rats. A young girl might be scared, but unfortunately, I wasn't a young girl. I loved environments like this the most. No wonder everyone said we were cold-blooded. The drastic change in Ethan's treatment didn't make me sad at all. Perhaps it was because my parents told me from the start that people couldn't be trusted, especially men. Back then, I argued, maybe Ethan is different. Over the years, Ethan did seem different. So I had been patient, reluctant to hurt him. I never expected Ethan would treat me like this now, taking advantage of my love. Men are truly disgusting creatures. My parents were right. Trusting men only leads to trouble. I waited a week in the basement, quite content. Finally, the wedding day arrived. Sophie and Ethan came together to get me. Seeing that I had lived in the basement for a week yet still looked radiant and showed no signs of distress, Sophie became unbalanced again. Today will definitely be the most unforgettable moment of your life, Aurora. Chapter 4. Oh really? I think so too. Ethan looked at me. Good that you know you were wrong. I was speechless. Had I done something wrong? But I couldn't care less right now. Ethan brought people to clean me up. I took a shower and changed into a wedding dress. But this time, the wedding dress they gave me wasn't the haute couture one, but a very ordinary dress. Whatever. All I cared about was the groom. This time I've only invited our friends. You said you wanted to have another ceremony in your hometown later, so let's keep this one simple, okay, baby? I smiled at Ethan. Okay. Ethan froze for a second, then took me to the wedding venue. To keep the mystery, baby, you have to wear a blindfold. I nodded. Sophie looked at me like this. Aurora looks so beautiful. I'm sure today will be an unforgettable wedding for her. I smirked where Sophie couldn't see. Aurora, try not to get too scared. Ethan and Sophie led me in. Please welcome our beautiful bride. As soon as that was said, the entire venue erupted in laughter. Ethan led me into something. I could feel it. It was like a cage. Honey? Hearing the echo, I realized I was wearing a microphone. The venue was filled with men's shouts, like they had never seen a woman before. Today is mine and Aurora's wedding, and since I'm in a good mood, how about I offer everyone a special treat? Ethan's voice echoed in my ears. I pretended not to know what was happening. Honey, what are you going to do? Today, for $500 a pop, you can take my wife Aurora. I'm sure you all know about my wife's body and looks. Anyone can buy in, just make sure to bring my wife back in good condition. Hearing that, I ripped off the blindfold. I was indeed in a cage. Ethan, what is this? Aurora, don't you want me to believe you? As long as you come back clean, I'll still take you. With that, Ethan closed the door, leaving me alone with a room full of men.